Next, I'm going to add in my next sprite, which is part of the journey around my Australia. So I'm going to add in another photo of one of the other locations that I visited. And I might even add in the Great Barrier Reef, so a photo for up here. So I'm going to click on Choose Sprite and then Upload Sprite. And then when I'm in where my photos are, I found this lovely photo here of the Great Barrier Reef. So I'm going to select this photo and hit Open. Now you can see that my photo has uploaded and it's quite large. So the first thing I want to do is resize it so it's a lot smaller. So I'm going to go down to the size category and make it maybe 30. And then I'm going to place it where I want it to appear on the screen. So it's going to be there. Okay, now that I have my image in place and sized at the right level, I need to now include some code to give it the instruction of what I want it to do. So like my Three Sisters image over here, when the green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. So when my game starts, I don't want to see it. So I'm going to have to use the event block again and use that when the green flag is clicked block. So I say when the game starts, I want you to, going into looks, I want you to hide. So now when I press the green flag, both of these images will hide.
Hello, welcome to my game. Press the letter A to start and join me in my journey around Australia.
Okay, so now I've set it up. You can see my images have hidden and my Scratch Cat has returned to his starting position. Now I want to code this particular image to appear when the cat presses B. So remember our last instruction was press B to see what's going to happen next. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to use another event block, and again when the key is pressed block, and I'm going to change space to B. Okay, so now I've given the Great Barrier Reef image the instruction, I want you to do something when B is pressed. And what I want to happen is first I want to see. So when I press B, I want it to show. So I'm going to scroll into my looks and scroll down until I find show. After that, I want it to play a sound. So like my Three Sisters where I'm playing the sound A, which is explaining the location, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to re-record a new sound that's going to explain where I am and what I'm doing here. So I'm going to need another sound block. And you can see the top one there. You can see the top one there has no sound attached to it because remember this is an image that I have uploaded. So I'm going to record a sound. So I'm going to use the down arrow and hit the record button so I can go into my recording menu. And this is where I'm going to record my sound about this location. So I've recorded my message. Now I want to add in another broadcast block. So what this will do will give the instruction to the next sprite to appear and disappear, and also to Scratch Cat to play the next instruction. So I'm going to need another event block, and again the broadcast ones are here. And what I need to do this time is change the message. So right now it's message 1. So I'm going to make another message and I can just call it 2. Okay. And then the last thing I want this particular sprite to do after I broadcast is I want it to hide. So back in looks, I grab the hide block and I put it in there. Now, going back to Scratch Cat, I want to program Scratch Cat to do a couple of things when B is pressed as well. So that's what my code for my Great Barrier Reef image looks like. So what I would like you to do is pause, have a go at building that code. Okay, now that you've done that, I want to go back into my Scratch Cat and I need to code Scratch Cat to do things when the B key is pressed. So like I've said, when A key is pressed, move to this location. The first thing I want to do is get Scratch to move to this location when the B key is pressed. So I'm going to click on Events. And again, I'm going to use the when space key is pressed block, and I'm going to change it from space to B. Then I'm going to decide what specific location I want Scratch Cat to move when B is pressed. So I'm thinking kind of there. That'll be pretty good. So I'm going to move the cat to that point, use the motion blocks, and that go to XY that already has that address on there for me. So now I've given the Scratch Cat the instruction of where to go when B is pressed. The last thing I need to do is give the instruction to Scratch Cat of what to do when he receives the second message so he can play the second lot of instructions. So you can see this one here. I've told Scratch Cat when he receives message 1 to play the sound B, which tells my user to press B. I'm going to do the same thing here, but I'm going to record a new sound about a new instruction. So again, in my events blocks, I use the when I receive, and you can see it's automatically changed it to message 2 because that's the new message that I'm working with. And then sound, I'm going to use play sound, and I'm going to record a new sound. And the new sound is the new instruction. So press the C key to see where I went next on my journey. And I'm going to name it C and back into code and select that sound. So let's test it out.
Hello, welcome to my game. Press the letter A to start and join me in my journey around Australia.
Okay, so I'm going to press A. That'll run this lot of code here.
First, I visited the Three Sisters at the Blue Mountains in Sydney, New South Wales. Press B to join me on the next part of my journey.
Okay, so now I'm going to press B.
Next, I went to the Great Barrier Reef in Queensland. It was just beautiful, above the water and below. Press the C key to see where I went next on my journey.
And so now I'm going to press C. And we haven't coded that yet. So pause the video and see if you can do that now.